Alright, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is pricing. The mistake that a lot of people make when they're pricing things on eBay is they'll just search for something and they'll list it for what other people have listed it for. And that is not what you're going to do because you're smart. Let's use that sweater that I just listed. So it's a Theory cashmere sweater, right? So we search it. And it pops up and oh, look at all these nice listings. Oh wow, $34.95, $70. There's an auction, $34, $38. Lots of different prices, right? A lot of them are new. So the first thing you want to do is ignore all of that. Scroll down to where it says sold items. And you're going to click on sold items. So now all you're seeing is the ones that have sold. So you're going to see the prices that these items have sold at, which is much more valuable information than what they're listed at because in the end, most things don't sell for what they're listed for. So you're going to see a lot of different prices. If there's a line going through the price, that means that they accepted an offer. So basically, this one was listed at $29.99. They probably took an offer of $25, $20. Depends on the person, but most people won't accept an offer too low. Then there's some that went to auction, but basically it looks like these have sold for around 30 bucks, which is pretty good. Now, if you want to be really particular and you notice that a lot of the ones that are selling are brand new, make sure you scroll back up and that you're only looking at the ones that are pre-owned. So this is because generally people will pay less for a pre-owned item than they will for a brand new item. But of course there are some exceptions for this. You know, if something's really rare and it's hard to find, then you can generally charge up for it even if it's pre-owned, or if it's vintage, obviously most people aren't expecting it to be brand new with tags. But if you can find something that's vintage and brand new with tags, that's awesome. But yeah, generally if you find anything new with tags, give it a shot. Unless the tag says it was $5 to begin with, you can probably get at least 10 bucks for it. And it's a lot quicker to sell, especially around the holidays. So you've looked up what things sell for. Now the next thing you want to think about is fees. Now eBay, 100% of the time when you're a new seller, is going to take 10% from every transaction, which is really not that bad. If you are interested in selling on Poshmark, keep in mind that they take 20% of every transaction. But they have a lot of other different things going on. But eBay is the focus right now. So eBay, they take 10%. That's flat across the board, every single transaction, minus special cases. But don't worry about that yet. Keep in mind that PayPal also takes a fee every time you do a transaction through them, which is 2.9% plus 30 cents every transaction. Which isn't a huge number, but it's definitely part of it. You're already paying 13% plus 30 cents every time you sell something. If you're selling on eBay, they give you this option, which is to promote your listings. And we'll talk about that more in depth later. But basically, if you promote your listing, they will show it up higher in the listings, but in return, you have to pay them more of a fee. If you're promoting it at 7.1%, that means now you're paying about 20% in fees once you sell something. So just keep it in mind. It's not a huge deal. You just kind of get used to it, but it's definitely something to keep in mind that you're not going to get 100% of your listing price. So if you are taking offers, which we'll talk about next, just keep in mind that you're not going to keep 100% of that. So one more thing to keep in mind for pricing is best offers. Basically, whenever you have a buy it now or an auction, you can have the option for your buyer to give you their best offer. And a lot of buyers on eBay are taking advantage of this. So it's kind of up to you if you want to be part of that. I do know a lot of sellers that just have their flat price and they're not going to budge on it, but they do get a lot of messages from people being like, well, will you take this? And it's sometimes just a little easier to accept offers. So when you have best offers on a listing, basically you can set a bare minimum, at which point if they offer something below that, they will automatically be declined. So I usually have mine where eBay sets it automatically, which is at half the price. So if I list something for $30, if they offer me less than $15, it's automatically declined by eBay. And I don't even have to deal with it, which is great. And you can also have an auto accept. So if you really don't want to have to go through and think about every individual offer, you can have something listed at $29.99. It gets auto declined below 15, but if they offer you $22 or more, you'll just automatically accept it, and now it's sold and you don't have to worry about accepting the offer. Totally valid way to do it if you know what offer you would accept for each thing. For me, it seems like less work than just going through the individual offers as they come in. But it's totally an option. So that's accepting offers. I definitely recommend it. I don't know, honestly, if it affects the eBay algorithm and makes your listing show up higher, but for me, it's definitely brought in a lot more sales than I think I would have had if I did not have offers. The other great thing about it is if you're not really sure what to list something at, you can list it a little bit high and then just see what offers come in. And if it's a reasonable offer, you can just accept it. But yeah.